So today we will be doing chapter 3 summary statistics and coming to your lecture section, you would have completed chapter 2 in that we did the frequency distribution table, histogram, the other type of graph, etc. So in chapter 3, I'm not sure where you are right now in chapter 3. So in chapter 3, we will be computing mean, median. Let me share my screen first. Okay. So in chapter 3, we will be doing mean, median. We did mode, mean, median, mode, range, standard deviation, variance. Okay. So these are the important terms to compute to summarize your data. Okay. So this we will be doing in the JMP. So we will not be using any formula or any steps to compute all this. So JMP has a built-in formulas for these terms. So you do not have to input any formula to compute these terms. Okay. So, but I just want you to explain how to find this out and why do we need all these mean, median, mode and all. For example, if I have a data set like, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, just a random set, okay? Okay. Now, how do you find out mean? You will find out mean by adding all the numbers and dividing by the total number of data values. Okay, so you will be adding 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Even though it is repeating, you will be adding 4 3 times. Okay, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7. Okay, divided by that many numbers. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. We have total 9 numbers, right? Next, that is how you will find out the mean, also called as average. We say average speed, average time, average score, right? So this is how we will find out that average. Okay. Now what is mean? Mean is nothing but the middle value in the data set. Okay. So I think here in our case, in this example, it is this example it is 4, right? The middle value in the data set is 4. What is mode? Mode means the value which is repeated most number of times. So in our example, which is the number repeated more number of times? It is 4. Data value repeated most number of times. So this is not like a note, so I will not be uploading this in the Blackboard. So if you want to make a note of it, you can. Now, range. How do we find the range? It will be maximum minus minimum divided by 2. Okay? Maximum value minus minimum value divided by 2 will give you range. Now, what is standard deviation? Standard deviation tells you how far the data values are spread out. What is variance? Variance and standard deviation both are similar. Similar but not same. Okay. So in case of variance, it will also tell you how far the data values are spread out by comparing with the other data values. Okay. For example, I would say, for example, I say the average, which is nothing but the mean, right? The average height of men in US is, for example, 70 inches. And I would give you the standard deviation. Well, we have a formula to compute standard deviation, and you would be learning that in your lecture class. Okay, so the formula is a little complicated, so I am not teaching it right now. Got it? So, for example, we have an average height of men in US is 70 inch, and the standard deviation is given. So let us take it as 20 inch. This is just a random numbers, an example. Okay. Now, what is the use of the standard deviation, and why do we need this? For example, so this is the average height, right? Now we have standard deviation, which is 20 inch. To find the maximum and minimum number. If you want to know the maximum height of a man and the minimum height of a man in US, for this example, to find the maximum height, you will be adding standard deviation to the average height. So this will be 90 inch, which is the maximum height. 20 inch. What is 20 inch? Standard deviation. I'll just write it as ST. Okay, and what is 70 inch? Average height, which is nothing but mean, right? And this is also standard deviation. So 70 inch minus 20 is 50 inch, which gives you minimum height. Okay, so this is the importance of standard deviation. This is how the standard deviation will be useful. So now let us see how to do all this in GMP. Now, my question is, like, we know how to do it. We have a formula, we know how to do it. But why do we use JMP then? It is because now the data set is very small, right? But in case of your subset of small town, how many datas do you have? Your data is between 120 to 140, I can say. So you cannot add all those 120 datas and divide by 120, and you cannot do that by hand. It takes a lot of time, and you can also have some mistakes in that, and you would be getting a wrong result. So to avoid all those things, we have JMP, and it is already built in, so you don't have to input any formula, right? So let's see how to do that in JMP. So I hope you have your subset of small town. This is why I said you have to save your subset of small town file in your pen drive or USB drive. Okay. So if you do not have, then I would suggest you to come back to university. Just use wherever you have saved that subset of small town file, and then you can do your complete your assignment. Okay, so now I would be going little fast just for the sake of recording, and then I'll come back and we will do it one by one. Okay, now in chapter 3, see your lab manual. Under lab section, lab manuals, chapter 3, okay, summary statistics. So here, let's straight away go to your assignment questions here. Yeah, before that, we do have one more thing, that is pi number statistics. What is this? Minimum. I can say first quartile, median, the middle value, and I can say second quartile and your maximum. Okay, so all this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 numbers are called as 5 number statistics. So you must find this also along with these. Okay, this is what we are going to do in chapter 3. Now, I want to tell you one more thing, that we did a parallel box plot in chapter 2, right? And you had a box which has some lines, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So that parallel box plot will denote these 5 number statistics. Okay, that was the use of parallel box plot. It will give you this 5 number statistics just by observing the plot. Okay, now we will also be doing this using histogram. Fine, so let's go back to your lab manual. So these are the assignment questions. First is to open your small town or subset of small town file, and then you have to obtain the summary statistics. Okay, mean, median, range, standard deviation, variance, covariance, CV, and 5 number summary. Okay, for all the numeric variables. All the numeric variables. Remember, numeric variables. Okay, now once you do that, we will be moving on to question number 3. Here we have a list of variables. Now here, if you can see, the set only for all numeric variables, but that means you will be calculating the all those values or all those questions for each numeric variables. That means for one variable. But in question 3, we have a list of variables and we have to obtain the summary statistics for all these variables at once. Okay, and the same thing repeats in question number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this question number 6 says that you can create a contingency table, which is nothing but you will be creating a table and you will be customizing it. Okay, so that's the you don't have to worry about that right now. So let's go to question number 2. So I will be doing for one problem and you will be doing for all the rest of the problems. Now for question number 2, obtaining summary statistics is done in 2 ways. So one way, we could plot a histogram and we will already have a summary statistics next to the histogram plot. Or we could create a table, contingency table, and then find out mean, median, all those terms. Okay, so first thing is this, I have to plot histogram. Okay, so how do you know whether to use histogram or table? By this 5 number statistics, 5 number summary. Okay, so when you plot histogram, you will already be having all these values. You do not have to find out particularly. Okay, so that is why I use histogram for question number 2, and for rest of the question you can use histogram or table, whichever seems easy for you. So for myself, I feel that table, creating a table and then doing is easy. Okay, so let's go here to plot histogram. What are we supposed to do? Analyze distribution, right? Now let's say I would take age. So let me say age in the Y column. Click on OK, and then display option to horizontal layout, right? Now see here, this is called as 5 number statistics, the quantiles. This is your histogram, this is my quantile, the 5 number statistics, and this is summary statistics, which includes mean, standard deviation, and rest of the things. Now what do I need? I need mean, median, range, standard deviation, variance, and CV, right? So, but I do not have that here. So to customize the summary statistics, click on the red arrow here and choose customize summary statistics. Now you will have a pop-up window here. Now you can choose whichever you want, and whichever you can just uncheck whichever you do not want. I don't need this, this. I don't need this. So I need variance, I need CV, and what else? I need median and range, right? That is what is asked for. So select, click on OK, click on OK, and you would be getting all those values here. Okay, so for the question number 2, you have to plot histogram, you have to customize the summary statistics, and that's it, you are done. So how to copy and paste this? Just copy this here, Control C on your keyboard, go to your Word file and paste it. I won't be doing that right now because I hope you already know that how to do. So this is how we do the question number 2. Now for question number 3, we have a list of variables. We have a list of variables here. Okay. And now we will see how to obtain the summary statistics. So now I will go back to subset of small town. So I said I will be doing that by table. So to create a table, go to analyze, tabulate, analyze, tabulate. So it is separated by sex. So I will keep the independent variable on the top, on the columns. Okay, on the column. Now, what are the other variables mentioned here? It is salary, charity, height, BMI, right? Salary, where is that? Yeah, here. So just drag it. Be careful while doing this. You have to keep it here. Keep it here. Do not worry about this sum right now. Do not worry. Salary, and next is charity. And you have to get a box like this, a small box, not a big one, but a small box. Charity. So once you select one variable, and next is to select whatever you need. I need mean, so replace the sum with mean, and I need median. Is it here? So just drag it and drop down here. You have to get a small window. Okay, mean, median, and standard deviation, range, and CV. That's it. Now you just keep on adding the other variables. Charity, what I have, salary, charity, height, BMI, height, and BMI. That's it. That's it. So that's your table. Now you will be going to the selection tool. I have some window popping up. Just select this, the whole thing. So while selecting, click on the space between the headings. Okay, click on this space. The whole table will be selected. I do not want all this. I just want the table. Okay, Control C and paste it in your Word file. So this is how you do for the, I think we are missing something. BMI. Okay. So just copy this and paste it in your Word file. And this is what you have to repeat for question number 4 and 5. And make sure to answer these questions. If you notice any difference for the different levels of education level, when you compare with the different variables, you will notice some differences between the values. So you have to comment on that. Okay. And next is question number 6, 7, 8 is similar, which means you will be creating a contingency table, but here you will be obtaining only the percentage of observations per column. Okay, You won't be obtaining any mean, median, CV, standard deviation, etc. You will be obtaining only one thing, that is percentage of observations per column. Okay, or I can say column percentage. Now the question is asking for this sex versus education level. So how do we do that? Again, by creating the table, right? So how do we create the table here? Go to analyze, tabulate, analyze, tabulate. It was what are the variables? Sex versus education level. I will keep this variable on the top and education level in the on the other side here. Now can I keep sex on the row, I mean on the column, and education level on the top? Yes, you can. Okay, so that doesn't vary anything. Now what are we supposed to obtain? Column percentage. So search for column percentage here. We have column percentage here, so just go there and click on this. Okay, just drag it and place it here. You have to get a window like this. Place it there. That's it. That's your column percentage. Okay, very easy, right? So you will be selecting the whole table, copy that and paste it in your Word file. So this is how you will be doing your rest of the problems. Okay, so let's do it one by one. So question number 1, you know. Question number 2, you have to plot a histogram. Question number 3, 4, 5, you can plot histogram or you can do table. So I just feel table, creating a table and then doing it is very easy, so I just go for that. So question number 3, 4, 5, you can do that by table. Question number 6, 7, 8 is similar. You just have to obtain the column percentage for different variables mentioned here. So if you can see, all these variables mentioned here are categorical. Okay, so here it is numeric variable versus categorical variable. Okay, so this is your chapter 3, and just complete this and submit your assignment 3. Okay, now we will be, let me stop the recording here.